Moving on, a huge AFC South matchup. We have the Indianapolis Colts 2-point favorites. They are heading to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. 47.5 is our over-under. Indy is minus 125 on the money line. Jacksonville is plus 105. Raider Jim, it looks like you're frozen on my end. Are you still there? Oh, looks like we lost Raider Jim. We'll see if he pops back in. But, we got the Raider talk out from him. But I will vamp or at least give my thoughts until Mr. Martinez is able to pop in again. But we have Indy minus 2, 47.5 is your over-under. I think this is a huge, I know this is a huge AFC South matchup. May very well go a long way towards determining the winner of the division. I'm sure the Texans, of course, have something to say about that. But I think these are two teams trending in very different directions. Ironically, because early in the season, these were two teams that were trending in the wrong direction. But vice versa for them both. Indy is obviously struggling essentially since that fourth quarter against Kansas City. They seem to have... Oh, there is Raider Jim. Can you hear me, Mr. Martinez?
I can. I can see you too. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Problem. It said no connection's gone.
It happens. We are good. But yeah, I'm just talking the Colts and Jaguars, obviously huge AFC South matchup. But just to kind of recap so far, two teams trending in the wrong direction. And again, that fourth quarter against Kansas City, I don't know if maybe that was midnight for the Colts, but it seems like they've been kind of trending downward since that. And I know it's only been 2 games or not even, but it's been tough for the Colts. For Jacksonville, however, they have been trending upwards, and obviously looking at the Colts as I think actually the Jaguars hold the tiebreaker as of right now. So they are in the lead of the AFC South, I believe. In this one, though, I just think I'm just going to run with the trends. I like what Jacksonville's been put together. They're a home dog, which I love just in general. So give me Jacksonville plus 2 here. In terms of the over-under, 47.5. I think it's a bit much. The Daniel Jones MVP talk has cooled off a bit. And, I'm not going to sit here and say Daniel Jones is going to return to New York Giants Daniel Jones. But I do think maybe we are getting closer to what Daniel Jones may be more consistently. And I've liked what Liam Cohen and everyone there, even Trevor Lawrence. It's not flashy. It's kind of ugly. And it's very similar to how they beat Kansas City, that last play where Trevor Lawrence just falls over himself and looks around and goes, oh, hey, I can still get up and run it in. That's kind of how Jacksonville's season has gone. Hasn't been pretty, but they've gotten the job done thus far. I don't see that changing here. Again, love me a road dog, especially momentum-wise. Give me Jacksonville plus 2, under 47.5. Raider Jim, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes. Turnovers are going to kill somebody. I don't know who it's going to be. Now, the one thing I haven't heard yes or no on is, will Daniel Jones even be playing? Guy has a fractured fibula, which a lot of people say, well, that's not a big deal, really. Well, you go out there with a cracked shin bone and tell me it doesn't hurt every time somebody, barrels you over and throws you into the ground. Daniel Jones doesn't make it through the game. Neither do the Colts. That's the way that's going to go. And if I was, I don't know if you have heard, is he going to play?
Honestly, I didn't even, because he played last week. I think in my head, I just assumed. But no, that's a great point. I didn't even really bring that up. But also looking at the spread, I would have to imagine that seems like they're expecting him to play. But just thoughts off the top of my head, because again, up until about 30 seconds ago, it really hadn't crossed my mind because he did play last week. Maybe not great, but yeah.
Yeah. And so again, what we've got is Indianapolis is favored -2 on the road, which is very interesting to me. Daniel Jones fractured fibula. Go back to the Justin Herbert thing where it's a non-throwing hand. Well, this is a leg. So it's not like you can say this is a non-throwing leg. He's only got two. Why do you want to risk him? Why do you want to put him out there when you are fighting to stay atop your conference and you're fighting for your playoff life or your position in the playoffs? Because guess what's going to happen? It's going to come down to somebody's going to lose this game on Sunday. And if Houston takes care of business against the Chiefs, we're going to have another tie. It's a different level of tie. So going to be very interesting to see. I like what Jacksonville's been doing. Like you said, may not be pretty, but it don't matter if it ends up in the win column. I like Jacksonville on the money line on this one. Showers in Jacksonville on Sunday, so I will also take the under because I don't think the ball's going to be one for getting out there and throwing long games or anything like that.
Yeah, and I'll throw one little wrench in the Daniel Jones saga. Look, I do believe the fibula is a non-weight bearing bone. So that's how he's able, but I've heard people talking about it who they've had it and they're like, yeah, you can walk, but like you certainly can't run. But I mean, he's getting out there and he's very, very tough. But the other part of it too, and maybe this is too cynical or anything like that, but look, Daniel Jones is playing on a 1-year contract right now.
Yep.
So again, you know, as sports fans, we want to assume that these guys are going to give it their all. No matter what, but you know, maybe for his sake, he might need to look in the mirror and go, hey, at least give me a couple weeks to figure this out. You know, you don't need to shut yourself down. But I don't know. That's a great point that you brought up. But I think at the very least, he has a broken bone in his leg. Like that's kind of all you need to know. It's pretty wild that he's still going out there, but we shall see.